Going to be discuss technical terms related to the spherical mirrors. So before going to be watch my video, please subscribe my channel Wow Academy for Physics and share to your friends. So the terms related to the spherical mirror are pole, focus, center of curvature, radius of curvature, and focal length. Even you can consider object distance, image distance, and the final category is principal axis and focal axis. So pole is denoted by the letter capital P, focus is denoted by the letter capital F, and coming to the center of curvature is denoted by the letter capital C. See children, these three are belongings to the points category. Clear? Pole, center of curvature and the focus are the points. Coming to the radius of curvature is denoted by the letter capital R, and the focal length is denoted by the letter small f. This, and coming to the object distance, small u denoted by small u, image distance is denoted by small v, and these four are the distances. I will say this as lengths. Clear? These are all belongings to the category of length. Clear? Coming to the principal axis and focal axis, these two are the belongings to the axis. I will consider these terms as the axis. Is it clear, children? Yes. Coming to the definition of pole, pole is the geometric center of a spherical mirror, nothing but, see, if at all you had taken the concave surface, and this is the concave surface, so since it is a mirror, it should consisting of painting, and this portion of the mirror will reflect, nothing but it will be the smooth surface. The paint which side you coated, that will be acting like the hard surface. Clear? And coming to the convex surface, here the convex surface will be consisting of the reflecting surface outside, nothing but the bulged surface will be outwarded. So this reflecting part will consisting of smoothness, and the painted part will consisting of hard one. So coming to the pole, it is the geometric center of the reflecting surface. So which portion of the concave surface is reflecting one? So this portion is the reflecting surface. So our ultimate aim is to find out the geometric center. So the geometric center is nothing but, since it is the curved path, so in order to find out the length, I will use the thread. So by using the thread, I will place the thread on the curved portion, like that I am going to be measure the length. Clear? Now for suppose, let us consider I got 10 centimeters as its the length along its curved path. So what will be the geometric center? Nothing but you should do divided by 2. So 5 centimeters from this tip, or maybe from this tip. So now you take the length of the thread is 5 centimeters. Now place from here, so over, maybe you will get the another tip of the thread at this point. So this point we will call in as the pole. Clear? In case of a concave surface, the reflecting surface will be inwarded. Coming to the convex surface, the reflecting surface will be outwarded. Is it clear? So in case of a concave surface, you will get a cave, nothing but inside portion will be there in case of the concave surface. Clear? So the pole is denoted by the symbol, denoted by the letter capital P. Coming to the convex surface, maybe either you maybe get the pole here, where P is called pole. Clear? Coming to the center of curvature, the point at which all the normals will meet together in case of the concave surface. So now I am trying to draw normals from different points. So all the normals are going to be meet at one point. That point we are considering as the center of curvature. See, center of curvature is denoted by the letter capital C, where C is called, what is C? Center of curvature. And moreover, in the previous video we discussed that a concave surface will consisting of which one? Converging normals. Clear? Concave mirror. Coming to the convex surface, I am trying to draw normals for convex surface. So how will you get the normals? So all the normals will be diverged. I had taken 3 normals at different position. Now I try to extend the direction of the normals in opposite direction from those points respectively. So all the normals are going to be meet at one point. If at all you observe the normals from this point, the normals will be appearing like diverge from the point this. Clear? So in case of the concave mirror, from this point all the normals will be diverged at one point. So I will say this point is center of curvature. I am defining the definition for the convex surface, the point at which all the normals will be diverged together or appear to diverge together. That point we are considering as the center of curvature in case of a convex surface. And moreover, in the previous videos we learned that both concave mirror and convex mirror are the parts of the spherical mirror. So if at all you extend the remaining portion, if at all you had extend the direction of the reflecting surface, you will get the sphere. Since it is the 2D diagram, we won't get sphere, it will be appearing like the circle. Clear? Nothing but this C also the center of this sphere which the mirror is belonging to. Even in case of the convex surface also, we are going to be get the sphere. That sphere will be this one. Is it clear, children? If at all you observe carefully, in case of a concave mirror, you will get the pole and center of curvature outside the mirror. In case of the convex mirror, you will get pole and the center of curvature will be inside the mirror. Is it clear, children? So in case of a concave mirror, pole, center of curvature will lies outside the mirror. In case of the convex mirror, pole and center of curvature will lies behind the mirror. Clear, children? The next definition is principal focus or focal point. It is the midpoint of pole and center of curvature. In the simple manner I am explaining this definition. See, if at all you had considered a concave mirror consisting of pole and center of curvature as shown in the figure, on C you will get the normals. Clear? So I don't want to represent those normals. See, it is the midpoint of pole and center of curvature. So the distance from pole to focus will be is equal to the distance from focus to center of curvature. Clear? See, first suppose I had taken the beam of light parallel to the principal axis. Suppose I had taken a beam of light which is parallel to the principal axis. So these are the rays. After that, how will you get this rays? How will you get the reflection of those rays? You will get the reflection of those rays will be converged on focus. Clear? This is the diagram which represent the convergingness of a concave mirror. So therefore we are named the concave surface as converging mirror. Clear? Converging mirror is nothing but a concave mirror. In another manner, I am going to be explain the definition of the focus for the concave surface. If the set of rays which are parallel to the principal axis fall on the concave mirror, they will converge at one point. At that point we are calling as the focus or principal focus. And in case of the convex mirror, remember children, whenever you are drawing the concave mirror or convex mirror, don't forget to represent the painting. Clear? Here I have taken pole as well as center of curvature, and the center of curvature, the midpoint of pole and center of curvature we are calling as the focus. See, here also I had taken beam which is parallel to the principal axis. After that, how will you get the rays? The rays will be diverges through focus. Clear, children? So these are the reflected rays which are diverging through focus. Clear? In the different manner, I am going to be explain the definition of the focus in case of the convex mirror. The point from which all the parallel beam of light is diverged, that point we are calling as the focal point. Focal point is denoted by capital F. Clear? Since a convex mirror is diverge the in parallel beam of light, so we are calling this convex mirror as diverging mirror. Diverging mirror. Is it clear, children? What is the converging mirror? Concave mirror is the converging mirror irrespective of the medium surrounded by it. Even in case of the concave mirror is a converging mirror irrespective of the medium surrounded by it. Coming to the convex mirror is a diverging mirror irrespective of the medium surrounded by it. Is it clear, children? Yes. If you are going to be observe the points of pole, focus, center of curvature in case of a concave mirror, nothing but a converging mirror, they lies outside the mirror. Clear? So they will lies in front of the mirror. Coming to the points pole, focus and center of curvature in case of a convex mirror, they will lies inside the mirror. Nothing but pole, focus, center of curvature will lies behind the mirror in case of a convex mirror and outside the mirror for a converging mirror. Nothing but a concave mirror. Is principal axis, and we will call this principal axis as optical axis also. The line joining from pole to center of curvature in case of a spherical mirror, that is called principal axis. So if you have taken a concave mirror, the concave mirror will be consisting of a reflecting surface inverted. So this is the point P, and the point at which all the normals will be converged at one point. That point we are considering as center of curvature. It is represented by C. The line joining from pole to center of curvature is called principal axis. And remember, children, the principal axis not only lies between the pole and center of curvature. You should extend the line in forward direction from C and backward direction from pole. So this is called principal axis, and we will call this as optical axis. Clear? This is in case of a concave mirror. Coming to the convex mirror, so in case of a convex mirror, the bulged surface, the reflecting surface will be outwarded. So now locate the points pole and center of curvature. Now try to join the lines. Try to join the points P and C. Clear? So this is representation of the principal axis. So you need to extend this in the both the direction as shown you. So this is the principal axis or optical axis in case of a convex mirror. Now the question is, draw the normals at pole for both concave and convex mirror. See, now I am drawing the normals for concave and convex mirror at the point P. Where will you get the normal? So you need to draw the normal. And how will you draw the normals? First of all, tell me. First of all, you should locate the point C. Then after, you need to draw a straight line joining from pole to center of curvature. Clear? So here you got a principal axis. Clear? In case of a convex mirror also, I am going to be draw the normal at pole. So in order to draw the normals, initially I locate the point C. C is nothing but center of the sphere or center of curvature. Now try to join the pole and center of curvature. Clear? Here also you got the principal axis. So from this it is clear that the principal axis also one of the normal. Clear? The principal axis also one of the normal in case of both concave and convex surface. Clear? Therefore, from this question, it is clear that the principal axis is the one of the normal at point P. Clear, children? Here I am going to be apply the laws of reflection. Why? Because the laws of reflections are valid for both spherical and plane surface, which are consisting of regular surface. So here I had considered the incident ray which is making certain angle I. Why? Because this principal axis is normal. How will you get the reflected ray? Here you will get the reflected ray by making an angle R, which will be is equal to I. So the incident ray which is making obliquely at an angle at pole, it will make the same angle in the opposite direction. Even here also you can consider the incident ray here. The ray which is making certain angle at pole, after reflection it should make same angle with pole in opposite direction. Is it clear? Next, focal axis. Focal axis is nothing but it is the line which is passing through focus and perpendicular to the principal axis. So initially I am going to draw the focal axis for concave surface. So this is the concave surface. Now I am going to represent the principal axis PA, pole. Here I will take focus, here I will take center of curvature. So the focal axis is nothing but the line the line which is passing through focus and perpendicular to the principal axis. This axis we are considering as focal axis. Clear? Focal axis. Coming to the convex surface, here I will take pole, focus and center of curvature. So the line passing through focus and perpendicular to the principal axis, that we are considering as the focal axis. Focal axis. Clear, children? For suppose I had taken the incident ray which is falling like this, and let us consider the incident ray is making certain angle theta with the pole. So now try to apply the previous concept which I told you. The incident ray is making certain angle with pole. So how will you get the reflected ray? The principal axis is one of the normal. Now the reflected ray will be like this, which will be consisting of theta. Since a concave mirror is a converging mirror, so all the rays will be converged at that point. Let us consider this point X on the focal axis. Clear, children? So the reflected rays will be converged over here. Clear? These are all the reflected rays which are converged over there. See, if at all, for suppose, let us consider you had taken the concave mirror which placed in the presence of the sunlight. See, for suppose I place a bowl here, then what the thing is going to be happen, children? So whatever the sunlight fall on it, the sunlight will be converged at this point X. So by means of that, the temperature at that point is going to be increases. So by means of that, whatever the water or whatever the cooking thing is there in the bowl, that will be going to be heated up. This application we are going to be used in the manufacturing of in the solar cooker. Is it clear, children? So a concave mirror is used in the manufacturing of solar cooker. And coming to the convex surface, if at all you had taken the incident beam which is making certain angle theta with the principal axis, and we know the principal axis also one of the normal. Clear? Since it is the diverging ray, that thing you should remember. So here the ray is making certain angle with pole, after reflection it should make same angle with the pole. How will you get the diverging rays here? And first thing you should remember, in order to get the diverging rays, I will extend the control rays. The control ray is nothing but the ray which is the reflected ray which is extended in opposite direction. For suppose this, let us consider this is the incident ray for the plane mirror. Clear? How will you get the reflected ray? Like this you will get the reflected ray. How will you get the control ray? By extending the reflected ray in opposite direction. The reflected ray which extended in opposite direction, that we are considering as the control ray. So in order to find out the diverging point, I had taken the control ray for this ray. In the similar way, you need to connect like this. Like this you are going to get the diverging rays. Is it clear, children? This is the help of the focal axis in case of the spherical mirrors. Next definition is focal length. The focal length is nothing but the distance from pole to focus, that is called focal length. See, initially I had taken a concave surface. For concave surface, the reflecting surface will be inverted, and this is the line which is joining through pole and focus and center of curvature. So this is called principal axis. So what is focal length? The distance from pole to focus. This distance you should consider as focal length. Clear? It is denoted by small f. Coming to the convex surface, the bulged reflecting surface will be outwarded, pole, focus, center of curvature. What is the focal length in case of the convex surface? The distance from pole to focus. That is called focal length. You can represent it by the letter small f. The radius of curvature definition, the distance from pole to center of curvature in case of a spherical mirror is called radius of curvature. So initially I am going to be explain the radius of curvature in case of a concave mirror. So this is the concave mirror and this is the point P, pole and center of curvature. See, so the distance from pole to center of curvature of a spherical surface is called radius of curvature. Radius of curvature. So clear, children? So it is denoted by the letter capital R. If I had taken the focus, it is the midpoint of pole and center of curvature. So let us consider what is the distance from pole to focus. This distance is nothing but focal length. And moreover, f is the midpoint of pole and center of curvature. So the distance from pole to focus will be is equal to the distance from focus to center of curvature. Clear, children? So from this, the distance from pole to center of curvature will be is equal to double the times of focal length. Clear? In the upcoming video, I am going to be prove this. Clear, children? In case of the convex surface, I have drawn the principal axis, and let us consider this is pole and this is the center of curvature, and this is, see, the distance from pole to center of curvature we are considering as the radius of curvature. Radius of curvature. Clear? It is denoted by the letter capital R. And moreover, focus is the midpoint of pole and center of curvature. The distance from pole to focus is equal to small f. The distance from focus to center of curvature also is equal to small f. So the distance from P to F is equal to the distance from F to C. So R can be written as 2f. So what is the relationship we have between the radius of the curvature and the focal length? R will be is equal to 2 times of the focal length. Is it clear, children? See, for suppose I had taken a concave surface, concave mirror having the radius 10 centimeters. Then what will be its focal length? 5 centimeters. See, for suppose I had taken the convex surface, convex mirror I had taken, its focal length will be is equal to 5 centimeters. Then what is its radius of curvature? Double it, 10 centimeters. Don't get confused, children. Yes, coming to the next definitions, object distance and image distance. Object distance is nothing but the distance from pole to an object is called object distance. Coming to the image distance, the distance from pole to the image formed by an object is called image distance. And coming to the object distance, object distance is denoted by the letter small u, and the image distance is denoted by the letter small v. See, for suppose I had taken a concave mirror, or instead of taking a concave mirror, I am going to be taking a plane mirror. So let us consider I had taken the pointed object. So the distance from the mirror to object in case of the plane mirror. If I had taken the spherical mirror, you should take the distance from pole to object. Clear? This is called object distance. We know the image is formed inside the mirror in case of the plane mirror. That is I. So the distance from the mirror to the image is formed by the object is called image distance. See, if at all you had considered the object, from the object all the incident rays will be emitted. Incident rays will be emitted. So clear, children? Coming to the image will form due to the interception of controlled rays or by means of reflected rays. In case of a mirror, if at all you had considered in case of the lens, the image is formed due to the either it may be by controlled rays or refracted rays. Refracted rays in case of the lens. Dear children, the image, from the image, see, for suppose let us consider I am acting like the image. So whatever the light is fallen on me, let us consider I am the object. Whatever the light is fallen on me, that will be reflected towards your eye. So that's why I'm considering as the object. Clear? So always you should take the reference ray from the object towards the mirror. Is it clear, children? This is the reference ray. Reference ray. Clear? If at all you had taken the concave mirror, clear, for suppose, after reading the ray diagrams, you are going to be perfect in this. Just I am giving the boost up how the object and image will be formed. So let us consider this is the object. Let us, how will you get the rays? Like this, somewhat, some rays you will get like this. By means of that you will get the image. See, this is image. So how the image is formed? By means of the reflected rays. In case of the concave mirror, in the similar way, I will consider the object here. How will you get the rays? Like this you are going to be get the rays. So here the image is formed due to the control rays. Clear? The image will be formed either by control rays or reflected rays. Is it clear, children? How will you take the reference ray from the object towards the mirror? Clear, children? The reference ray should be directed from, the reference incidence ray should be directed from object towards the mirror in case of plane mirror as well as spherical mirror. This is about technical terms in case of the spherical mirrors. If you like my explanation, please share to your friends, subscribe my channel and like my video. Please comment.